Namaste. This is a Japanese black pine bonsai I got probably 2 years ago, a little less than that. And it surprisingly changed a lot in 2 years. And it was given to me by someone who worked at a Japanese Teishoku restaurant, which is a set menu place, set lunch, set dinner. And during the pandemic, I really got into bonsai, but I had stopped going out to eat as much as I used to. And after the pandemic, I went back to that Teishoku set menu place, and I was showing the owner some of my bonsai, and one of the staff and the owner, they're like, this is the one to give it to. And I was like, what are you talking about? And it turns out the staff member, Fuji-san, her father was a bonsai practitioner, hobbyist, and they had given away all of his bonsai already, most of his bonsai except the last two. He was already aging and ailing, and he might have been in hospice care by the time that I was given this bonsai. And Fuji-san and her husband tried their best to take care of it. But anyways, I think a lesson from that is talk about your hobbies. Don't be afraid to share what you've been doing, and people will do their best to help you. And what is significant about this tree, it was actually about to be thrown away because when I received it, it was probably 70% dead. There were a lot of dry needles, probably 75% of the needles were dead. And most of the time, people say, when a tree is sick and dying, there was also a lot of sap leakage and lighter bark over there, and even some little tiny holes. And eventually, this year, it's finally gotten dark again and healthy. And what I did was I cut off that 75% of the foliage that was dead or dying, so that I can give the remaining 25-30% of foliage some light, access to light. I also potted it up slightly into a bigger pot, and lo and behold, this is what it looks like now. And it's beautiful. If you can see, there's a lot of ramification and just crazy branching. And it wasn't like that when I first got it. There was some structure, of course. I have to give credit where credit is due to the original bonsai ka. And yeah, there was already some structure, but I had to rotate it in the pot. I cut off a lot of branches, so it's taken about 2 years to come back to good health. And I've really helped the branching to be in the right places by wiring a little bit, mostly with guy wiring, and also just a lot of clip and grow, which is my preferred bonsai technique, really. I can also do the traditional, wiring, wrap around the branches, but most of the time I just do a lot of guy wiring. And why am I bringing that up? Well, I think I'd like to just talk about a Taoist concept called Wu-wei. Wu-wei is normally translated as effortless action, aligning yourself with the flow of life and nature and spontaneity. And I think that, we can definitely apply that to bonsai. If you take a look over here, there's a lot of beautiful back budding as a result of my cutting out a lot of the dead foliage and letting the tree naturally heal itself. I think a lot of people really just control too much or follow too many rules about how things should be. I think most people would have thrown out this tree. It's also common knowledge to not touch a tree if it's sick and dying. You either throw it out because it might have some infections. There was probably fungal infection. I don't know. I would have to submit some samples of the bark or pieces of the tree somewhere to really absolutely know and diagnose. There could have been nematode infection. There could have been some boring insect. I don't know because there was some holes and sap leakage. So the internet tried to basically show me all these possibilities. And the best way to really heal a tree, like I hinted at, was just I cut off all the dead and dying parts, almost like it's a cancerous parts. I cut them out and I let the tree naturally do what trees do, and what they need is light. They need access to light. They need proper spacing. They need soil and nutrients. For example, they need potassium, nitrogen, yeah, things like that.